Child, if 30 feels like this for you, even the simplest of tasks you put your mind to just don't work out. Water! Just kidding, it's wine over everything always. Or if you're looking at your life and trying to make sense of it and make a plan while time just passes and passes and passes you by. Or if chocolate is your main coping skill and you just cannot anymore, then this video is for you. What's up, my loves? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking this video. My name is Adrienne. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you can remain in the loop for any time that I post. For those of y'all that have been here before, you might notice I have a little bit of a different setup today. On the couch today, just wanted to have more of like a chill, raw, less polished conversation about something that has been on my mind heavy recently. I got a little glass of wine, I got my blanket. Don't judge me, judge your mama, because yes, I'm filming this on Sunday morning and I'm drinking wine. Mind your business. This is my communion. This is my tidings of comfort and joy. So cheers. So what we are going to talk about today is turning 30. Y'all, I turned 30 in September. And I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. I have never heard anybody say anything bad about the 30s thus far. Like, everybody that's been through them has been like, the 30s were my favorite decade. Like, you start to really find out who you are, all of that stuff. And I believe that it's gonna get better. But my 30s so far have been a shit show, for lack of a better word. Like, it's just been really hard. And I'm all about keeping it real on my channel. So I just want to be honest with y'all, especially if you're like me and you just turned 30, or you're in your late 20s and you're looking ahead towards 30, or your early 30s, you're trying to, figure some things out. I just want to be real and honest and candid about what it has been like for me thus far. And these are just my opinions and my experience. And I just want to be honest about the fact that, like, getting the ball rolling is very hard. So if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and keep on watching. So today I'm going to talk about some things that I wish somebody had told me I was going to experience when I turned 30. Because I feel like almost immediately, it was kind of like a light switch, like literally the weeks leading up to 30 and the day I turned 30, I honestly did start to feel different. And so the first thing that nobody told me was going to happen when I turned 30 was that my relationships would start to shift. And I'm talking big time, like people that you thought were going to be a part of your life forever. You start realizing how you really are in kind of a different life place with people sometimes. And it's nothing wrong with that. That includes friends, that includes romantic relationships, family even. I feel like you will start to need space from people that no longer serve you in a way that you once needed. You'll start to recognize that you need space from people whose visions don't align with your life vision. And it's going to be so intense. I feel like, yeah, you experience friendship shifts and family shifts and all of that kind of stuff in your 20s, but it has felt so intense for me in a way that I could no longer ignore it, if that makes sense. It wasn't just like, I kind of need some space from so-and-so. It's like, no, I really don't feel like you fit in this new season of my life. And I just want to let y'all know that that is okay. It is uncomfortable AF. I'm just going to acknowledge that. Like, it is painful almost. It's like people that you've been riding with your whole life or the whole last decade are no longer there, or you feel like they don't fit a place in your current state. It's painful. It is really, really painful, but it's necessary, I think, for growth. And so I would encourage you to just sit in the uncomfortable, acknowledge that it is uncomfortable, acknowledge that it hurts, and then find ways to be okay without those influences. I just believe that God and the universe are going to illuminate your path for you and raise up people that are supposed to be in this current season with you, that are supposed to propel you forward into your destiny. So the second thing for me has been, I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends, Tiffany, the other day, who is just an amazing person. We had such a great conversation. I'm going to link her Instagram below because she has a page that's all about body positivity, but it's not even just about body positivity. It's about the soul journey of it all and just loving yourself and honoring wherever you are at various stages of your journey. And she said something the other day that just hit me like a ton of bricks. She was talking about how we have a soul tie to timelines. And I was just like, oh my God, we do. And that's definitely something that you are going to start to feel at 30. I feel like a lot of the timeline things are societal pressures, and they're just very arbitrary. Like, oh my God, I feel like I should own a home by 30. Shouldn't I be married? Shouldn't I have kids? Like, I gotta do all of this stuff in my 30s. And it's like, F all of that. F all of that societal arbitrary pressure. Like, we are so attached to these daggone timelines, and they start to affect our self-worth. And if we haven't achieved all of these things due to these arbitrary timelines, we feel like we're a failure at life. F that. So not the truth. But I do feel like a healthy sense of pressure at 30 is kind of okay. Like, I'm a Virgo, y'all. So I am a Virgo through and through in terms of, woo child, I apply pressure. Like, that is my job. Like, that is all I do, is put pressure on myself. And that's not the best thing, because I need to be kinder and be more gracious. But there is something to be said for a healthy amount of peer pressure. So I would say try to surround yourself with people that are like-minded, whether that's career or just any sort of personal goals. Like, whatever you see for your life and want to get out of your life, try to surround yourself with people that are on similar journeys to you, so that you guys can sharpen each other and you can see like, oh, so-and-so is doing that. Like, okay, cool. That's a good idea. Maybe I should try to do this, and kind of get some healthy peer pressure going that way. I will also say that for some reason at 30, I find myself, this is just a truly transparent moment, y'all, no judgment zone. I really have found myself, unfortunately, comparing myself. I think in my 20s, I often compared myself to like what I saw on social media, like other people that I didn't even really know, like what they had and what they were doing and where they were traveling and all of this stuff. I would compare myself to that. But now for some reason at 30, I find myself really comparing myself to my friends, and not in the healthy peer pressure way that I was just talking about. I feel like when my friends are doing something, honestly, I'm gonna try not to cry. Sometimes it makes me, it highlights an insecurity in me and what I'm not doing. And though I'm often, I'm such a big cheerleader for my friends. I'm so happy for them when they achieve anything. And I also have to be honest, and I feel like this is the thing nobody talks about. It often makes you feel like, well, dang, like, am I trailing behind? Like, everybody is progressing and moving forward, and then there's me. And that's just the reality of it. Sometimes you do feel that way. For that, I would encourage you to look at all that you have achieved. Like, y'all, as much as I put pressure on myself and I look at all the things that I haven't done yet because I'm such a big dreamer and I have so many goals, I have kicked ass in so many other ways, y'all. Like, so many ways in my career thus far, so many ways in my personal life. Like, I am not the same Adrienne I was 3-4 years ago. Like, I have done so much emotional work, so much spiritual work, and that's the stuff that's gonna last. And I'm not knocking material things at all, because I want those things. I'm working towards those things. But like, when your foundation, your core of your emotion and your spirit and your soul are strong, can't nobody tell me nothing. And so in those moments where you're looking around at your friends and you're happy for them, but it's also like, look at all that you have done and try to sit in that feeling of gratitude, because baby, you doing the damn thing. Like, you really are. So hopefully that helps somebody, and y'all not judging me for that truly, truly transparent moment. Okay, so I want to talk to the late bloomers for a second. Hey y'all, hey fam, late bloomers, I am you, you are me. Hey sis, hey bruh, what is up? The late bloomers are people who, I'm just gonna try to think of some examples and keep it 100. Did not have sex until they were in their 20s, or haven't had sex at all, haven't been in like a formal relationship, are still renting versus owning their property. Any of these things, anything that might make you feel like you are late in life. Hey guys, welcome. I am you. And truthfully, We're not late at all. We really are not. I actually struggle with horrible anxiety. I have my entire life. And so one of my friends sent me an anti-anxiety affirmation video with mantras that you should repeat every day. And one of the most beautiful mantras of the whole video for me was, everything is in its right place. And I know the fastest way to get to where I'm going is to take my time. When I first heard that, I was in shambles. I was in tears because it is so true. The fastest way to get to where you want to go is to take your time. We are not behind, y'all. Take your time, because when you take your time and build the kind of life that you want, those are the lives that last. You know, who wants to peak in their 20s and then just go downhill and plateau and just coast through the rest of life? Like, no. I'm trying to keep peaking. I'm trying to peak in my 30s, my 40s. Like, I'm just trying to peak for the rest of my life. But I definitely don't want to peak in my 20s and then just like have a mediocre life the rest of the way through. Absolutely not. One thing that's actually really beautiful about being a late bloomer is that you can learn and watch the experiences of people that are going through certain stages, checking off these certain points, and learn what you don't want to do when it's your time to do those things. So for instance, one of my friends bought a house last year and I was so proud of her. And she actually told me so many things like, girl, when you go to buy a house, like watch out for this, watch out for that, because appraisers will try to get you this way, realtors will try to get you this way. Like, she's taught me so much along the way so that when it is my time, I don't have to go through some of the hardships that she went through. And so again, we are not behind. We are right where we're supposed to be. And I want the kind of success that is going to last me. Like, I'm trying to be on my Cicely Tyson-ish, okay? And that was a long journey for her. Like, Cicely Tyson did not peak in her 20s. It was a full journey of ups and downs and highs and lows. And when all of these checkpoints are supposed to happen in our lives, they're gonna happen. And so to my late bloomer fam, it's all right, y'all. It really is. And of course, you know, I'm in a good mood today, so I feel very like, it's all right. There are moments where I'm like, this ain't all right. It is not all right. Like, I'm supposed to have done all of these things and like I want to, and the waiting and the grinding and the hustling is excruciating. When it's our time, it's our time. And it's gonna last. And so I'm just so looking forward to that. So the fourth thing that nobody told me I was going to experience at 30 was feeling like I'm too old to ask questions when I don't know something, or feel like I'm too old to ask for help. Child, like, I felt like, oh God, I don't want to ask my mama this because I'm 30. I should know. But like, sis, if you don't know what your credit card, you sitting here looking at a mound of credit card options and you know you need to build some credit and all of that kind of stuff. You don't know like which one has the best interest rate, and you compare, like, ask somebody. Ask your mom, ask a friend who has done it, ask an expert, reach out to mentors of sorts. You are not too old to ask for help. You should not just have it all figured out because you're 30. Like, oh my God, in my 20s, I was a kid. In my 30s, I am grown. I should know. Where? We don't know everything. Ask for help. And one thing that I have been challenging myself to do recently is ask for help when it comes to talking about my feelings. Now, I am a very communicative person. I will, you know, tell somebody how I feel in a heartbeat, but what I'm referring to is actually venting to people and having people listen to me when I'm upset or I'm spiraling. I have always been the friend throughout my life who listened and let people dump on me. Like, I was always the person that you could text or call or lean on for that. And I actually had a tarot reading not that long ago, and the spiritual advisor said to me, you so often look as though you have things on point and you're always the person that people go to lean on. You're so reliable, you can get it done, that people often think like you don't need help. People often think that you've got it all together and you're doing just fine. And that could not be further from the truth. And she was absolutely right. And so in my 30th year of life so far, I've been tasking myself with letting people know when I'm not okay, and I need them to provide me with the same service that I've been providing them with all these years. The other day I was upset and spiraling about something, and I reached out to a friend who is not somebody I ever have reached out to before to ask them to listen to me. And it was just such a beautiful moment of connection. I was so proud of myself for asking for it, and I was so grateful to her for providing me with that space. And it was just an absolutely divine moment, and I so appreciate her for that. So no matter what it is, whether it's personal, financial, you're not too old to ask for help at 30, and we're not supposed to have it all figured out, okay? All right, y'all, so we have arrived at the fifth and final thing that I wish somebody had told me before turning 30, and we're gonna have to wrap this up because we out of wine, and so it's time. That means it's a sign. It's time to wrap up. So the fifth and final thing is that you will feel simultaneously enlightened and doubtful all in one fell swoop. It is the strangest conundrum dichotomy I have ever experienced in my entire life. And scratch like days, it'll be moment to moment. Some days I will literally wake up, I'll do my affirmations, I will feel so aligned, and I'm literally like, 30? Okay, girl, like we doing it. And by 7:30 a.m., I'm literally like, is I'm gonna work in this job forever? Is I'm gonna be in this life place forever? Please, may I have some more? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, sis, 15 minutes ago, you was feeling all, and that's okay. That is okay. Allow yourself to feel the full scope of the feelings. But I would say, try not to allow yourself to wallow in your own doubt for too long, because doubt does not serve us in any way. It's purely a hindrance. And actually, for my next Coils and Combos episode, I have a really special guest, another YouTuber and friend who I absolutely love. And he is going to come on the channel, and we're going to talk about finding your inner hustler and how to overcome your own self-doubt and your own lack of motivation. So hopefully you guys tune in for that. And it'll be interesting to hear his perspective because he's still a couple years away from 30. So it'll just be interesting kind of to find those commonalities, because doubt affects everybody. Self-doubt is self-doubt is self-doubt. But I would be very interested to talk to him. So hopefully you guys watch that video. And if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. I would love to know you guys' ages. Are you mid-20s? Are you late 20s? And you looking over at 30, about to peek over 30's fence and knock on 30's door? Did you just turn 30 like me? Or even wider age ranges? I would love to know how the things that I talked about in today's video are affecting you guys at your various life stages. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell, because come on, I know you want to join the illustrious fam, so come over here because we want you over here too. Guys, I love you so much. I just want to take a second and truly say from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate every single subscriber, every single view. You guys do not have to click on these videos to watch them, and I want you to know that I am appreciative of you journeying with me in this way. I hope you guys all have a wonderful holiday season. Prayers up, fingers crossed that 2021 is a much better year than this learning experience of 2020 was. I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, live illustriously. Sending you all the love.